All right, so when you complete this course, you've completed this course only when you finished the 75 hours and you completed all that course material, the 75 hours and all the chapters, and then you take and pass a school exam. Okay. I'm only going to send the completion certificate out. I'm going to generate your completion certificate and send that to you, and then upload your information to the state's testing provider, PSI, once you pass the school exam. All right. So when you're done with taking the class, you should come to our website here. Scroll down on the left. You see here it says Salesperson School Exam Registration. You're going to click on that. And then you're going to fill out this, you're going to scroll down, you're going to fill out this registration form. And then you're going to submit it. If you want to, you could call me up and let me know that you've submitted that. But I should get an email when you submit that. And I will have to then check your hours, make sure that you got enough hours in and all that stuff before I'll certify your hours with the state. But I could enter your info into the exam system right away so that you could take the exam. Now you get 2 free exam attempts with your tuition. If you should need more, you come back to this very same page and you're going to click here for another 2 exam attempts. It's $20 for an additional 2 exam attempts if you should need more. All right. If you pass on the first time, you're not going to have a second exam attempt. Okay. Now keep in mind, your first 2 exam attempts are free. They're included in your tuition. And if you need another exam attempt, well, you're going to pay for 2 more for $20. We pay for an outside provider to funnel these exams into our system. So after you registered here, finish the student enrollment form verification, and you answer all these questions, okay? Then I enter you into the system. After I tell you you're in the system, you can now take the exam. Then you come back here once again to our website. On the bottom, you click on Salesperson School Exam Registration. The menu expands, and you could click on Start Salesperson School Exam. Scroll to the bottom, and you can see here it says Salesperson Real Estate Final Exam. You put your email address in there, hit continue. It'll ask you a few more questions, and then it'll put you right at the exam starts. So it is a timed exam. You have 4 hours to complete this exam. It'll automatically stop on its own if you're not done after the 4 hours. You have 4 hours just like you do with the state exam. Passing score is 70%. There's 110 questions on the exam. You could get 33 questions wrong and pass with a 70% score. So that means you need to get at least 77 questions correct in order to pass. Okay. So when you take this exam and you pass or fail, I'll get a notification of that as well. So I could see your results, I could see how you did and all that stuff. Don't exit this system at all when you're already starting the exam. All right. If you do, or your browser crashes, I can restart the exam where you left off. One time, the system will allow me to do it one time. It'll allow me to create a link where you can resume the exam where you left off one time. So don't start this exam unless you're ready to finish it. Okay. It won't take you 4 hours. You get 4 hours. If it takes you anywhere near 4 hours and you don't have a serious English problem understanding the language, you really need to study because you just don't understand the information. Okay. Most students finish this in under 2 hours. Okay. Many that study and they know the information good have finished it in under an hour to an hour and a half. Okay, so 4 hours is plenty sufficient. If you don't finish it in 4 hours, you really need to study. Okay, and remember, you could retake the class if you want, or you could watch the videos again, just like what it's just like taking the class, but you can't really ask live questions. Okay, but you could sit in a live class again, or you could watch the videos to get them. Then I also have here the exam tips. So here's some test taking tips. You should maybe read them over before you take the exam. And then here's some practice exams and flashcards to study all the vocabulary and terms and definitions. You could go to this website called Quizlet and then search for the title of the book, Essentials of New Jersey Real Estate. And you could see different flashcards that other people made up. You don't need to create them yourself. And they're called sets, flashcard sets. You could pull their sets into yours, save them as your own, and now you could edit them if you don't like the way they worded them, and you could just, so you don't have to start from scratch, you could edit them, and then you could study those. And that's actually not a bad way to study, by editing those flashcards to make them your own to get the perfect flashcards, right? You could take sample practice exams for a fee, $60 from this place, prorealestateexam.com. It's actually really good. I used it when I got my license, and then again when I got my broker's license. I believe another school created this one. They do that for $60 though. PSI, you could take some practice exams with them on their website by clicking on this link. And then we have some shared some practice quizzes and guides on our website in the shared Google Drive that I sent to all the students. Now, on the PSI, to back up here, you could go to their website. Okay, you guys are seeing this all right? Sharing the screen, I hope, with you. Yes, I am. Okay, on the PSI website, if you click on that link, scroll down, you could take that free practice quizzes and exams here, or click on the salesperson one. You could pay for more too. Okay, salesperson, affiliate broker, practice tests. You could pay for many of them. I wouldn't. Instead, you could just start here and put your email address in, and they'll give you a bunch of practice quizzes and stuff you could take. Let's see, practice test overview. Click on that.
Which website is that?
This is PSI, the one that gives the state exam.
Is there a link for this specific page on Career Path's website?
Yes. Yes. It's in the email that I sent you initially with the shared Google Drive, but it's also right here. Like I said, I added it. This is on the exam tips page, all the way down at the bottom. Practice exams and flashcards. You see PSI practice exams. Here's a few free. A few are free. There you go. So if you click on that link, that'll take you directly there. Let's see. So after you pass the school exam, I will get an email from the system, the testing system, and the testing system will let me know that you passed the school exam, and I will enter your information into PSI system. Their system will convert it into an email. I put it in an Excel file, and then their system converts it, and then we'll send an email to you telling you, congratulations on completing your education requirements. You can now register on our website to go take the state exam. All right. And then I'll also email you your completion certificate, not just after you finish the school's hours, but after you also finish and pass the school exam. You don't get a completion certificate unless you completed your education requirement. And you didn't complete it just by finishing the hours. You have to pass the school exam as well. Otherwise, you didn't complete it. Now, if you go to the, when you pass the school exam, I'm also going to send you an email with that completion certificate and a bunch of links and information, which you could also get on this school exam page underneath the video. A lot of this information I'm emailing to you, and it's also on the register for the school exam page. So basically, all this information says here, look, how to register for the school exam, state exam, and fingerprinting. Okay. So you just, to register for the school exam, you just go further down here and it gives you instructions and you fill out this registration form, verifying your hours, that you paid for class, you were here in attendance, and all that stuff. And then I enter you into the exam system. Once I do, you could go to the Start Salesperson School Exam link and start the exam right from our website. As soon as you finish filling out this registration form, you can't just go here and start the exam. I have to manually enter you into the exam system for the school, and then you could take the school exam. Okay? You may, if you want to take it a little quicker, maybe bump me so I notice that you just registered. I'll get an email, but you may want to bump me a little bit. Sometimes I get a little busy. Send me an email or send me a text message or call me. Okay? You guys have my cell phone number. It's the 908 number. It's on the website too, on the payment page. Or you could also just give me a call. Don't send a text to the 732 number. That's the school's number. I'll never get it. It's a landline. All right. And if you fail 2 attempts, because you get 2 attempts for free included in your tuition, you could come back here to the Salesperson School Exam registration page. You do not need to fill out this registration form again. You just need to come here and pay for 2 more attempts, $20. Or you can Zelle it if you're not going to pay by credit card or PayPal, you could Zelle it. Now, if you're past 6 months, none of you should go past 6 months, you just finished the class. But if you're past 6 months, you're going to have to pay $100 for an extension for an additional 6 months, for a total 1 year from your original class start date. It'll extend it out. And that also include, so you'll pay 6 months for that and $20 for 2 more attempts at the exam. So grand total of $120. Okay. And then once again, you pass that, let me know if you took 2 attempts and you need more and you paid for the 2 more attempts. Call me, let me know, or send me a text that you did this. I'll log in because there's an automatic security lock on your name in our system. I have to remove that security lock from your name so that you could take the exam again. Otherwise, just paying for it does not release it. I have to go in there manually, release the security lock on the exam system so that you can take that exam. All right. So let me see, make sure I covered everything. So here's that information actually right here on the register for the school exam. If you need to Zelle it or text me, here's my cell phone. Here's the payment page, but you could also get to that from here. And then I will send you your completion certificate and enter you the PSI system. And PSI will send you an email saying, congratulations, you can now go to our website and register for the state exam.
Oh,
So-
I have a question.
Sure. Go ahead.
You said it was 1 year for the state exam. It's 1 year from the time that I passed the class
Yeah.
exam, right?
From
Not
the
finished the
time that-
class.
Correct. From the time that you passed the school exam, you then completed your education requirement. You will have exactly 1 year from that day to get your real estate license, not just to take the state exam. So you have 1 year to pass the state exam, get fingerprinted, affiliate with a broker, and send that broker's check or money order, no personal checks, for $160 made out to the state treasurer of New Jersey to get your license for the first time.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to confirm that it was from the day that you passed the school exam.
It starts from the day that you pass the exam. Now, remember, everybody's license renews in June 30th of odd numbered years as well. So if you get near June in the odd year, right now we're in an even year, you don't got to worry about that. Odd years, you'd have to worry about getting too close and then getting your license the day before and then having to renew it the next day. You got to be careful when you're getting around June 30th of odd numbered years, because everybody's license renews the same time, doesn't matter when you initially get it. So if anybody's ever getting their license near June, you may want to wait and mail it in, your information and your payment info, after June 30th and activate that license after June 30th. Otherwise, you'll have to renew it right away. Now, when you pass the school exam, I'm going to send this email to you. It says comp cert and fingerprinting. It says completion of your completion certificate and fingerprinting. That's what that stands for. Where I send you a congratulations letter. You deserve it, ask you to give us a little review there. And I tell you, look, after passing the school exam, I got these instructions right here in this email, as you could read. After passing the school exam, the student has 1 year to get their license and pass the state, which includes passing a state exam, getting fingerprinted, affiliating with a broker to activate the license, and paying $160 to the state treasurer of New Jersey. This is a reminder, a year is a year is a year, not a day more. The phrase "the rec" requires schools to pass along to you as students. And we do so repeatedly. We did it through the Chapter 1 slideshow before you ever get started. And then I got questions here that I answer for you, which I do have these on the website too, these questions. Can you retake the class for review before taking the state exam? Yes. You have 1 year of free retakes with the school. You don't have to pay for an extension to retake the class. You need to just pay for an extension if you still have not passed the school exam within 6 months, to extend it out to 1 year. Okay. So how much time do you have to take the state exam? Well, you have 1 year to get your license, not just to take the state exam, but to do everything that's required to get your license within that time frame from the time that you pass the school exam. So I go over what the process is, how to register for the state exam and fingerprinting. Here's a link to the Real Estate Commission's website that goes over that. But I also have those direct links to the fingerprinting and information right here. And I even have some screenshots here to show you for registering for the state exam. You make sure that you're going to click on one of these, the real estate salesperson combo. It's available in English and Spanish.
Oh, Professor, I'm very sorry to interrupt, but I have a doctor's appointment and they just called my name.
I'm just explaining this right here for everybody else.
Okay,
So,
thank you so much. Thank you for the course. Have a good day.
Absolutely. So here I'm going to send this out to everybody. You're going to have the salesperson combo, or which is available in English or Spanish. And you could select either on-site to take the exam at their test center or to take it online. But you're going to have your video camera and your speaker on the whole time while you're taking this state exam. So be aware of that. They want to make sure that you have no study materials or anything around, so they may have you pan your camera around the room. Nobody else can be in the room with you. You can't be talking, so let your family know not to disturb you in the room while you're taking this exam. Okay, so here's the link where you could go directly to register for the state exam. But keep in mind, you could only do that after I enter you into their system. And then here's the link directly for the PDF form that you need to fill out, that universal fingerprinting form, and take that with you to the fingerprinting center. And then here's the link to register with the fingerprinting center at Identico. So all this is going to be in the email that I send you with your completion certificate. And it's also on our website, on many pages on our website. How do you get your school course transcript? So if you want to get licensed in another state and you want to not retake the real estate classes in another state, you could get credit. Other states are going to ask you for a copy of your school transcript for the course you took. The completion certificate that I'm going to send you, which will be attached to this email, that is your course transcript. Okay. So you'll already have it. So you could also then check your license status. People ask, well, when do I know I'm licensed? Well, after you've sent in you took your exams, got your fingerprinting, affiliated with the broker, sent everything into the state, check the Real Estate Commission's website. You could do that by going to tinyurl.com/NJRE license search, or I have those other links that I made, which was, okay, so you could start working when you check your license number, and your license number is showing in this Real Estate Commission's database. And you could get that from here at the tinyurl.com/NJRE license search, or using one of the domain names I registered to point you there, njreclicense.com or njrealestatelicensesearch.com. That'll forward you directly to the Real Estate Commission's database where you could check your status. If your name is showing in that database, that means that you can now work. So NJ Rec License or NJ Real Estate License Search. So if I were to take that and just here, let's open that in another window here. And this is what it looks like. So if I now put my name in this database, Kaminsky, comma, Victor, and search. Once your name shows up in that database, you're now actively licensed to work, and it'll show your employer's license number. They refer to it as a reference number, and the reference number, that is your license number. So take a note of it, write it down somewhere. That's your real estate license number. Okay. And then you have to print your pocket card. You can have your brokers do it, or you can go to tinyurl.com/pocket license. This will forward you directly to the website where you need to print your real estate pocket card, your pocket license. And then you can work, because you have to carry your pocket card version of your license with you anytime you're conducting business, if you recall that from chapter 1. Now, you had a question for me about transferring your license to another state. New Jersey, if you recall, New Jersey does not have reciprocity with any other states. That means you can't have a license from another state and come to New Jersey, and New Jersey will just give it to you. You can, New Jersey will require you to take a state exam here. As far as taking your New Jersey license and going to another state, I don't believe any other states do accept New Jersey's license, but they do accept your education here. So you'll still need to take an exam in that state, but you could get a credit for the education if they have a requirement of 75 hours. So our course requirement here in New Jersey is 75 hours. So if there's a 75 hours or less, you could get a credit from taking the class here in New Jersey, and just show them your course school transcript, which is your completion certificate that I'm going to be emailing to you. And then you could get a waiver for taking the class from that state and just move on to take the state exam. Any other questions? So once again, as we went over in chapter 1 before we got started in this course to begin with, when you pass and complete when you complete all the hours required of the course, and then you take and pass a school exam, then and only then have you completed your education requirement. You will not get your school completion certificate unless and until you pass your school exam. So you have 6 months to take and complete the hours of the course and take and pass a school exam. If you should go over that, you could extend it another 6 months to 1 year from your original start date for an additional $100, and then $20 for 2 attempts to take and pass that school exam. Each additional 2 attempts are an additional $20. The initial first 2 attempts are included in your tuition, so they're free. You don't have to pay for the first 2 attempts. So if you pass it, you study, no additional charges for you there. You can only extend out to a year. Beyond a year, you have to pay and retake the whole class all over again. But if you're within 18 months, we'll give it to you at a discounted rate. Okay, so let's see. If we see on this slide here, psiexams.com, this is where we go to take your salesperson exam. That's where you go to register it after I enter you into the system, and then you get that email from PSI. So for the school exam, you're going to go to this careerpathacademy.com/salesperson exam, and that's where you're going to go to take the school exam. That'll take you, if I click on that, that takes you right here. So that's once again where you go to register. You're going to fill out that registration form, verification form. And then after I manually enter you into the testing system, then you come back here and you go to careerpathacademy.com/salesperson exam/start. And you can start taking the exam right here. Okay. And don't forget, I added some exam test taking tips right here. So we do have an exam tips page here and some resources for taking practice exams and studying. And back to the slideshow here. Remember at the beginning, we also told you that if you have any questions about your qualifications for licensing, you can contact the Real Estate Commission Investigations Department. For fingerprinting, you would go to uenroll.identigo. We got all these links here that are also included in the email that we send to you. Now, this one, fingerprinting centers, where you could see what documentation that you need to take to fingerprinting, the fingerprinting form you need to print out and bring with you. Well, here's a workflow form that will take you to PSI's or Identigo's website for fingerprinting, where you could schedule your appointment, see what kind of information you need to bring. You need at least 2 valid IDs. One of them has to be a government issued photo ID, but you could go there and you could see what information you'll need to bring to the site. You click on there and it shows you, you select the place of birth and place of citizenship, country of birth, and you follow the workflow and it'll tell you what documents are acceptable for you to bring there. So license exceptions. So veterans, you get that you could get a waiver for your testing fees and licensing fees if you're an honorably discharged veteran with a service-connected wound or disability. And so we have that form available for you as well on the email that we send to you. So veterans are entitled to get their testing fees waived. This is all in the email that I send to you guys as well. Here's a copy of what your real estate pocket card looks like. You need to carry this with you at all times you're conducting business. It is your pocket license. It's going to look like this. Your brokers can print this out or you could print it out, but you have to have it with you at all times that you're conducting business. So once your name shows in that database, you could use the link that I have about printing your pocket license to go there and print that. Here are the testing locations where you could go to take the physical exam in person. Otherwise, you could take it online, but you need to have your video cameras on and your microphones on. Nobody else can be in the room. can't have any notes or anything like that. What you should bring to the exam center, you need to have at least two valid IDs with at least one valid government issued photo ID, US government issued photo ID. You don't need them to vote, but you need them to get your real estate license in New Jersey. Go figure. So here is the workflow for the exam to see for the fingerprinting to see what IDs that you need to bring for that. I'll have all of these links in the email that I send you guys. And I'm going to show you what that email looks like in a moment. You also need to print out and bring that fingerprinting form with you as well. If you go to I'm going to also send you the link, which is also available on our website, the link to the Real Estate Commission's webpage that shows you the fingerprinting link. Okay, now that fingerprinting link is not just for fingerprinting and showing you the links, but it also has the universal fingerprinting form here and the registering for the state exam remotely or in person. This is on the Real Estate Commission's website. Okay. Okay, so that's the end of that slideshow. But let me see, I also have this. This is the email that I'm going to send to everybody. When you complete the school exam, I'm going to send you this email congratulating you, then asking you to give us a review. A lot of people ask where they can give us reviews, so I make that available for you. Now, here's some frequently asked questions and tips that we include in that email with your completion certificate when you pass the school exam. So we have a link here that shows you also, tips for taking school and state exam. Can I retake the class before taking the state exam? Sure you can. We give you up to a year of free retakes. What is the process to get your license? Well, after you pass the school exam, you have 1 year from that day exactly to register, to take the state exam, take the state exam, get fingerprinted, affiliate with a broker, and then send all that paperwork in along with your money order for $160 made out to the state treasurer of New Jersey, a money order or a broker's check, no personal checks. So how do you register for the state exam? Well, you can go to the REC's website, which I just showed you. Here's that link that'll be in that email. I just told you it would be there. You could register for here's the direct link to the universal fingerprinting form, which you need to print with you and take with you to that testing center. This is what it looks like. Okay, fingerprinting is 60 as of now. It's 6605, and that's as of 2024 when I'm making this video. And here's all the codes and everything are filled in that you need. When you go to this link, youenroll.identigo.com, you got to put this service code in so they know where to forward that fingerprinting information to. The results of the fingerprinting, you need to fill out this form. Don't worry about filling out your employer's information on it, because as of now, you're getting fingerprinted. You may not have selected a broker to go work for yet. You're still interviewing around. You could fill that in before you mail it in to the Real Estate Commission with your PSI paperwork from passing the exam and that check. Okay, or your brokers can actually process this online now, scan the information and send the payments and do everything online now as well. So this is that form that you need to have filled out though. We'll also have the link to Identigo, and then here's a direct link to register for the fingerprinting. I pre-filled in that code that's on that form, so if you have this link, it'll take you directly here with that code already in there. You see, it already knows what the fingerprinting is for. Because this company, Fingerprints, that's all they do is fingerprinting for various reasons, various agencies. It already knows and has that information in there. So here you could click on scheduling your fingerprinting appointment or what to bring to the fingerprinting center, what kinds of IDs to bring with you. You could follow that workflow by filling out your country of birth and then the citizenship information, and you hit next. and it'll show you all the list of acceptable identification types. And I have a direct link that takes you directly there too, that forms of ID that you need, that takes you to that step. Now, how do you register for the state exam? Well, first of all, you can't register until the school enters you into PSI, this system. That's the company that the state contracted with to give the state exams. And make sure that you select this, New Jersey Real Estate Salesperson Combo, or and this will be in English, or this version in Spanish. It's available in English and Spanish. Do not select the instructor or broker's exam, even though it'll allow you to register for taking the broker's exam. I have no idea why, don't ask me, but make sure you don't. I've had students that registered to take the broker's exam when they meant to take the salesperson exam. They took the exam and miraculously passed it somehow, maybe because we're good instructors, and then it did not count. Should I take back the good instructor part? No, because we did go over that and we did tell the students this the first day of class, and we got videos like this on our website. So there's no excuse why you registered for the broker exam, especially since the last day of class, we go over this again. Then to register for the state exam, here's the direct link that takes you to where you need to go, because the link that they email you doesn't take you directly there. So if I were to click on this, I'll show you what I mean. It actually takes you, the link that the PSI sends you takes you here. In order to register for the exam, you have to know that this is a little link over here. You click on that, and these are your exam options. You could register for the broker combo, or in English or Spanish, instructor in English or Spanish, or the combo salesperson. The salesperson is the one you want to register for, unless you took a broker's course. But if you never had a license before, you're not taking the broker's course. The first step is you got to become a licensed salesperson. And if you're at this point that you got to register to take an exam, you should already know that by now. Otherwise, what are you doing here? Go back and study and review your notes, or watch the videos of the recorded classes that we provide to our students so that they can relearn the information without having to, at their convenience, without having to sit in our exams again, or through the whole course again. So you could take these on site, you could register to take the exam on site or online. Okay, so on site, you'd take it at one of their testing centers. Online, you could take it online, but you got to have a video camera and your audio on at all times so they can make sure you're not talking to anybody, you're not cheating or anything like that. All right, so then you have to bring 2 forms of valid ID, at least 1 U.S. government issued photo ID. You have 4 hours to complete the state exam. Same thing for the school exam. You have 4 hours to complete the school exam. Passing score is just the same, 70%. You got to get 77 out of 110 questions right. Although state exam may give you an extra 10 questions that they don't grade, take them all. You get 120 questions on the state exam. Those extra 10 questions, they use them to evaluate questions that they may include in future exams. So if you get more than 110 questions, complete them all. You don't know which ones are going to get graded. So you're allowed to get up to 33 questions wrong and still pass with a score of 70. All right. After you pass the exam, you mail everything into the real estate commission. Make sure you could check and see your license status to see when your license is active. If your license is showing if your name is showing in the real estate commission's database, then you know you can start working. But make sure you also print your pocket license card. I have the links here in that email to print your pocket license. Here is the links that I made. These are domain names that I bought as shortcuts because they're easier to remember. njreclicense.com or njrealestatelicensesearch.com. They both forward you directly to this long-winded link with dashes and underscores, capital letters and lowercase letters that don't work unless you're accurate with uppercase, lowercase, underscores. It's so much easier to remember njrealestatelicensesearch.com or njreclicense.com. And if you see, if I click on one of these, where does it take us? It takes you here to the Real Estate Commission's website, even though it says the domain name up here still. So you could just type in your information, Kaminsky, Victor, because that's my name, and you search. And once your name is shown in the database, you're actively licensed and you could work. And the number where it says EMP ref number, that's your employer's reference number. They call the license number a reference number for some reason. And then where it says ref number, take note of this. That is your real estate license number. Write it down somewhere. Keep it safe. Then you could go to print out your pocket license and register on that website. To do so, you may need your reference number or your name and social security. If you're a veteran, here's that link for the form where you could get a waiver for the state exam, as well testing fees, as well as your licensing fees, if you're an honorably discharged veteran with a service-connected wound or disability. Here's a link to all kinds of real estate commission licensing fees, transferring fees, fees for opening brokerages, everything. Here's their rec fee page, okay? And if you do not live in New Jersey, if you live in another state and you want to get licensed, your New Jersey real estate license, you have to sign an additional document called an irrevocable consent to service a process. In other words, you have to sign a document agreeing to be sued in the state. And you have to abide by New Jersey laws. They're not going to be chasing after you in different states if they need to bring you up on charges or somebody wants to sue you. You have to agree to come back here to have those charges heard against you. So this is a direct link to that form. Now, sometimes students want to get licensed in another state. This class that you took with us in New Jersey, it's a 75-hour pre-licensing course. You can use that course, your school transcript, to get a waiver for the education requirement in another state that has 75 hours or less education requirement. You'd have to check with each state, though. And you show them the school transcript. The school transcript is basically your completion certificate that we send you, okay? And so we'll email that to you and you'll have that. You can print it as much as you want, forward it to whoever. You already have it as a PDF document, okay? And then if you ever need to reach out to us, here you go. You could do so by calling us, or you could check out our social media, facebook.com/Career Path Academy. We got links to our YouTube page there as well. There we go. So this is what we're going to send to you when you pass the school exam. And I already went over what are the requirements to take that school exam. Told you we'll take you to our website. Here, let me just go to our main page on our website. You can scroll on the left when you're ready to take the school exam. That's the school exam registration. You click that little tick and it brings down the exam tips where you can see some testing tips that we prepared for you, and also some resources for taking practice exams and flashcards for free, and also a paid version that another school had prepared. They did a pretty good job in doing this, so I'll give them props. I used this when I went and I got my license too, years and years ago. And you click here to start the salesperson exam, but before we do that, you need to click there to register for it. So let's pass this video. You can see all these links that I just showed you that's in the email. They're available here as well. You scroll down to the point where you got to take the register for the school exam. You got to register and verify that you were a student. You paid for the class already, and you completed the hours. So once you complete all these questions, I'll get an email, and then I'll manually enter you into our exam system. After I do that, you could take the exam. All right. If you get 2 free exam attempts for the school exam, it's included in your tuition. Beyond that, you need to pay $20 for another 2 attempts. All right. That, I don't know if that changes in the future. Well, then that'll be different from this video. But right now, that's what the rule is. That's our policy. And we give you 6 months to complete your education requirement. That means completing the hours of the class and passing the school exam within 6 months. That's generous. That's plenty of time. Most schools don't allow you to do that. And if they do, they charge you for taking each exam attempt, or require you to go take it at a certain different location, or retake a class before you can take it again. We don't do any of that. If you go over 6 months, we do allow you a one-time extension to extend it another 6 months for a total of 1 year from your original start date to take the classes again, if you wish. You don't have to, and to take and pass the school exam. So $100 for the extension and $20 for taking the exam 2 more attempts. You could get that right here, okay? So you could do that right here, or you could Zelle us the payment. You scroll up a little bit, here's the instructions on how to Zelle the payment, and you just let me know. You call me afterwards, let me know, and I'll enter you into the exam system or remove a security lock that may be on your name if you're already in our exam system, and then you can take that school exam. You do not need to fill out the student enrollment verification form again if you already did that. You'll just need to pay for the more attempts on the exam or for the extension, okay? I believe I covered everything that needs to be covered. So good luck, everybody, and we'll see you out there in the business. Good luck. Good luck on taking your school exam. Good luck on taking your state exam, getting printed, fingerprinted, affiliating with a broker. And if you should have any questions or you need any help or guidance at all, feel free to call us at Career Path Academy. You go to our website, careerpathacademy.com, and we have our phone number and email address up there. You can reach out to us, and we'll be glad to answer any questions that you have. All right. Take care. Have a good day. God bless.